Before we get started with this video, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. It would really mean a lot, fam.
Alright, man, so now we're on that next part. I need you to explain to me, like...
Explain to you?
So Atlas is doing all this stuff, and we're transitioning to some Persona news. Now, I am not an expert in this field at all.
I don't even think I'd call myself an expert, but I enjoy the hell out of the series, that's for sure.
You know, man, you know way more than me. Like, what is going on with this, like, P5R thing? Because I don't know if it's, like, part 2 or DLC or, like what's your opinion on what you think may be going on with all that?
Well, that's the fun thing. Just when you think that like they're doing the same thing, it's almost like, wait, I thought I figured it out, but now it's like I don't know if I figured it out. So yeah, Persona 5R, Persona 5 The Royal. Is it just an expansion? Is it DLC? Is it gonna be, it's Persona 4 Golden equivalent? Well, I can tell you right now, it's going to be a full release, so you don't have to worry about it being DLC. So it's definitely
really
no. It's
so we're talking like, are we talking like $60, like $59.99?
Yeah, this is going to be full price. Yeah, this is a full price game. So yeah, this is, and from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's definitely worthy of it, and justifiable. I know there are people out there that are like, man, I already unlock the compendium, all the library for all the personas and have them all unlocked. It's like, you want me to do that again? It's like, it's basically a new game, so it's like, if you don't have to do that, but I mean, yeah, I guess you're gonna have to if that's what your thing. But and people even compared it to like Persona 4 Golden, and that would be a closer comparison, but I actually don't think it's like that either.
Right.
With Persona 4 Golden, it was like a, I don't want to say, this may sound harsh, it was like a watered down final mix. If you want to compare it to, Final Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts Final Mix or Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
Those final mixes are memes to me, but whatever.
That's the thing to take apart from Persona 4 Golden. It did a lot of good things that were needed, adding extra dungeons, extra story lines and stuff like that, and an extra ending. So like, it was definitely good, but it feels like they're taking that concept and going a step further with the Royal. So like,
so question. Do you? Okay, all right. So I imagine there's probably some people that have this opinion, but this is what it just kind of sounds like. This sounds like kind of what Naughty Dog does whenever they release The Last of Us.
You mean like the Game of the Year edition?
Yeah, where like, well, not necessarily Game of the Year, but like they release a version of it for the new console. And I imagine, I know Alice is a pretty good company as far as like delivering content and not really trying to like gouge their consumer base or whatever.
Yeah,
so
not really exploitative, no.
So do you think people are gonna get like probably upgraded textures for the PS5 or whatever, and then like maybe like a ton of cut content they're just gonna incorporate into the original game? Do you think like that's how it's gonna go down? Or
I don't think you're gonna get any like PS5 extras with this thing. I think it's still slated to come out on the PS4.
Really?
Yeah. This is not gonna be a next gen title.
Did they put a date on it?
Oh yeah, it comes out. Okay, if I remember correctly, it comes out in September or in October for Japan.
Okay.
And then it comes out in either April or I think April for in 2020 for English US speaking countries.
Are they gonna do that thing again with the streaming where it's like, oh yeah, you can't stream this game because of blah blah blah?
Well, they probably are, because like they haven't even lifted P5's original streaming restrictions.
Oh my god, are you serious,
on
bro?
the PS4, you still can't stream and take pictures on the PS4. But I mean, you can stream everywhere else. You can have your Let's Plays and stuff on YouTube and Twitch. It's just on PS4. It's like mechanically the functionality to do it on the PS4 has just been blocked and still hasn't.
Wow.
I almost feel like they just like forgot about it.
I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did. They're like, oh,
that was a thing. We did that.
That was like 3, almost 4 years ago now at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. That's crazy.
Oh, but the reason it feels like it's doing so much more because like, yeah, you're getting like they're adding new zones, they're adding, team attacks, new mechanics. Like they're actually like redoing a lot of the dungeons from what it looks like. Adding like new puzzles, so it's not gonna just be the same experience that you went through before. And it kind of goes into like my own personal theories and what I've done on my channel, as far as what they can possibly do. But it's like it feels like the new character that they're adding, her name's Kasumi. She seems like she's gonna be changing the whole dynamic of like the story. And what you're going to be experiencing. So it's not even going to be. It doesn't seem like it's going to be it's definitely not the exact same story that we knew from the first game.
Right.
It's just like what are the levels that they're actually going to be like changing and deviating, and it seems like they're going to be doing a lot. So it's almost like the conversation is this going to be Persona 5.5? I think it's more like, is this going to be even canon? Because of like how much they're going to be changing. Because one theory that I didn't get to go in too much on my video, but so I'll give you an inside look. There's a cutscene in the trailer that shows the Christmas Eve scene from Persona 5. Spoilers if you haven't beaten Persona 5, get on. We're going in right now. So like, you just have beaten the final boss of Persona 5. You meet with the Sai Nijima, the head attorney on the case of the Phantom Thieves, and she tells you, okay, we need you to testify against Shido, one of the main bosses in the game. Okay, we need you to testify so we can put him away. It's like, all right, you agree and you do that. When you leave in that sequence, the trailer picks up right after you walk away from Sai. It's the same moment, same day, same time. That's all taking place. And she interacts with the protagonist, Joker, saying that she's taking their dreams. So my theory is that we're actually watching the trailer that it may not be too far-fetched that may be the opening sequence of the Royal, Persona 5 the Royal. So usually, the game opens up with the Phantom Thieves, infiltrating a palace. You're like, we're mid-palace sequence, we're about to escape, we get captured, and we go through the whole, interrogation process with the attorney, Sai. But this time, I think we're going to be picking up Christmas Eve. He's walking away. We've already done all that stuff, and she's going to send us into a alternate dream sequence. And this crossed my mind only because there's a very dream-centric theme and tone throughout the trailers that they've produced. It's a strong theory out right now, and I've covered this that she's been not stealing but granting people's wishes and dreams, their desires, and making them come true. One example is Morgana, the little cat, that he always wants to become human, and we see that in some of the trailers, in some of the promo art, that he's a human Morgana. And Futaba, the one of the Phantom Thieves, her mom is dead, and then we see her brought back to life in one of the cutscenes, in one of the screenshots. So it's like she's going around granting everyone's different dreams / desires and making them come true. And so from what it seems like to me is that she's almost inserting herself into the narrative. And I feel like that's what we're going to be playing through in Persona 5. So
okay.
So like that's gonna justify why everything is so weird and so different, because we have this new person who was never interacted with us before, now inserted into our lives, and these old experiences that we've experienced and had is like, wait, I've lived through this before, but you weren't a part of that. Where did you come from? Why have all these things, like, you don't, it's almost like, I don't know, the Matrix, what's real, what's not real, type of stuff. So that's the vibe I'm getting. And like, I probably need to do a whole video about breaking down this even possible theory of what could be the game. But that's like, I think that will justify all the changes and like why things are different, how she's gonna insert herself as a Phantom Thief, because she also has a persona. She also joins the team from the trailers that they've shown that she's actually one of us and stuff. Her persona is like actually based off of Cinderella, and I'll put a screenshot of this comment that was on one of my videos onto the screen. And I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, but it'll be on the screen, you'll get credit. So they informed me that her name is a play off of it's not exactly Cinderella, but it's a play off the word Cinderella. And basically it ties back to the famous song in Cinderella, the movie, "A dream is a wish your heart makes." And so her being so tied to this whole dream and incorporating desires, I feel like she's granting people's wishes through their dreams. Everyone could be in a dream state throughout this game, and we are trying to wake ourselves out of it by the closing portions of the game. At least that's what I'm thinking. And who knows, maybe Persona 5 the Royal will have the standard timeline of events that you can play through normally, and maybe they'll do like, okay, here's campaign A and campaign B. Campaign A is the original game untouched, do what you do, the original Persona 5 goodness. Right. Campaign B is this alternate scenario with this other character who's a bit of a wild card, who's changing up the sequence of events and granting the wishes and desires of the characters in their stories and their lives in the game.
Okay, so I guess that would just allow us to kind of see what happens when the characters that we know have these desires and they're actually fulfilled. Like, where does that take their lives? And I guess we would just follow kind of that route.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Some other characters like Ryuji, a homeboy Ryuji, you know, his biggest dream is to be able to go be part of the track team again, to be part of that. And you see in one of the trailers that like he gets to do that. He gets to run again, because throughout the whole game in the sequence of Persona 5 is that he's hurt his knee. He's been recovering from this knee injury. And he's never been able to get rid of this affliction. But she can, Kasumi, she can grant that desire of being able to run again. Be the track star that he wanted to be, or whatever, So that's what it looks like, and it just, there's so many possibilities that like, anything is on the table. It almost feels like.
Yeah, I mean, that actually sounds kind of interesting. I probably wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't play it. I probably wouldn't play it on release, because I know Josie would get it and she'd play it for months, so I'd have to wait. I'd have to wait my turn. But
let's play the old one first, in the lead up.
Oh man, that game's too long for me, man.
Oh my god.
I mean, I had fun with P5, but it was just. I mean, it was too long, and
I totally understand that.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I guess because whenever down moments hit, I kind of just couldn't really get sucked back into the game. It was just kind of like, all right, I'm down, and now I'm out.
Gameplay is the biggest thing for you, and because like it's has its roots into the dating sim, novelization of stuff. So like, if that's not your cup of tea, I can understand that. I never thought I was either. With P4, that was my first one I played, and just it was the characters. I didn't mess with any dating sims or like graphic novels or visual novels and stuff, but P4 made it digestible and just made it it didn't feel like I was playing one, because like the characters were just so charming, and so just like my immersion and just roped me in. Just been a fan ever since.
I think that's a game I probably need to stream.
What, P4?
Because
or
just
P5,
Persona games in general, because I played 3 and I streamed it, and it was like, even though I would be bored of what I was doing, it was like kind of like your buddies on the couch still egging you on, like, hey man, keep going, you're gonna keep going, and it was like, okay, whatever. And I think when I did play P5, because I bought it on release.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I bought it on release as soon as it came out in America. I think there was another game at the I know what it was. I really wanted to play Horizon Zero Dawn.
Because that's crazy. What was that, 2016, 2017?
I think so. And I think Nier Automata came out shortly.
Big 3.
Or no, before that.
3 big games coming out super early.
And for me, those games completely wiped the floor with P5 as far as my engagement. Just me being engaged with the game, and it was like, okay, because Nier and Horizon Zero Dawn were games I was actually looking forward to, and then P5 kind of got put on the back burner. It was like the game stopping me from playing these other games, and then I was like, we'll play P5 later, and later never came, unfortunately, even though the game's good. P5 is actually good.
Everyone has different tastes. That's all it is, It doesn't take away from what each game delivers or whatever, which is kind of surprising that you even like Nier, because like how many different endings that thing has.
It's just so Nier's story.